Today I'm going to give an explanation for a movie based totally on the actual existence story of the youngest warrior of World War II referred to as Soldier Boy. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film starts off evolved in Russia, where a household of 3 sit by using the river enjoying their time. The youngest of them, Sergei Ilyashev, boasts to his elder brother and mother about him being on top of a tree when all of a sudden German fighter jets fly overhead. The mother asks her children to shortly conceal in the bushes, however the 6-year-old claims he is no longer scared and strikes the jet with a slingshot. To everyone's surprise, he manages to hit the jets and explode them, but when he looks around, his family is gone. Sergei wakes up apprehensive from the dream and calls for his mother. Just then anyone knocks on his door, assuming it is his mother. He runs in the direction of it, however a neighbor girl comes in panicking. She thanks God for retaining him alive and informs him that his mother and brother are dead. The little boy cannot recognize what she is saying and needs to stay in the residence to wait for his mother. The lady tells him that the Germans have attacked them and that he need to run away. Just then, some soldiers approached their house. The woman makes Sergei run out through the window, however is shot useless before she can join him. The little 6 years ancient is now on his very own with no household and friends. As Sergei runs away from the house, he sees his total regional burning in the back of him. He calls for his mom in, useless, and runs away from there. After strolling for a while, he ends up in the middle of the woods. The little child begins to name for his mother to come and get him because he is misplaced that night. He stays in the jungle the following morning. We see him drink water from a river when the enemy troopers' strategies way. Sergei, knowing that they are dangerous, rapidly hides inside of trees, roots. He is startled when a snake comes nearby, however doesn't utter a word or run away. Sergei is greater scared of the troopers than of the snake. The soldiers consume by means of the river and go away, after which Sergei takes their leftover food and devours it for the night. However, through the stop of the day, the little boy is exhausted. He hasn't had a proper meal in 2 days and has been taking walks with no destination. He falls down as he limps but doesn't end walking. While on his way he sees wild berries and devours them, but just then an explosion happens in the back of him, taking him through surprise. The boy gets dizzy and begins to hallucinate someone coming at the back of him. However, even in such conditions, he stands courageous and tells the character he has a rifle and is not scared. He limps ahead but falls unconscious. After a while, whilst he is asleep, 2 troopers approach him. The scene cuts to the Russian army base, where Commander Kuznetsov waits for his patrol soldiers. They come in with the little child who used to be injured and weak. When the soldiers claim they are on his side, the little boy opens up and introduces himself. The troopers snigger when the child shakes his hand with the commander, suggesting he added himself too. The soldiers feel affectionate with a little youngster and circle him around. They make him drink water and feed him. Even in any other case bloodless commander takes care of the kid. A nurse named Katya dresses Sergei's wounds and is charmed by his character too. The kid asks her to draw a tank on his wounds because he wants to be a soldier when he grows up. Even the injured troopers talk to the kid and experience lighter. Sergei is interested with the commander's gun and his badge. The commander too answers all the little boy's questions and lets him play with his honorary pistol. After taking the bullets out, Sergei shows him the tank drawn on his stomach and boasts about being a soldier himself. The boy is healing very quickly. The nurse Katya asks the commander to let the boy continue to be with the battalion, but he disagrees, claiming that it won't be safe. He wants to ship Sergei to an orphanage. The soldiers spend all their free time with Sergei. He is visited with the aid of many in the course of the day. They convey him meals sent by their households from afar and even let him play with their binoculars. One day, a soldier goes to the commander to ask him to let the boys remain with the battalion. The soldiers have grown a shut connection with the youngster and think of him as their own. His presence takes the weight of struggle off their chest. However, The commander is adamant about sending the boy to the orphanage for his own safety. The following day, the enemies assault and many troopers are hurt. A car comes to fetch Sergei to take him to the orphanage. The commander breaks the information to the youngster and gives him a timber honorary pistol as a gift. The boy, in turn, hugs him. Claiming that he is scared for the commander's safety, the commander melts in his include and modifications his mind. He asks Serge and changes his mind. He asks Sergei to stay with the soldiers as his son. That night the troopers seem for little soldier garments for the little boy. They are over the moon to have Sergei continue to be with them. The commander wakes Sergei up and offers him the clothes. He wears them and runs around searching like a real soldier. The different begin calling him their little soldier boy. As the kid runs around, the Germans launch an air assault on the battalion. The soldiers shortly take Sergei to a secure place and combat the others. The quantity of injured troopers grows rapidly. Sergei needs to make himself useful, so he brings water to thirsty soldiers. One of them asks him to examine a letter dispatched with the aid of his household due to the fact he has a bandage over his eyes. The little boy wishes to help, but doesn't know how to read. He takes the letter and starts evolved making up the matters written on it, claiming that the soldier's cow is protected back home when the soldier says he doesn't have a cow. The others inform him to go alongside with the story and laugh. He reads all people else's letters in the equal fashion and cheers them up. In the following scene, we see Katya and the commander talking. The two seem to be attracted to each other, however do now not confess their feelings. Later, Sergei tells the commander that he is of the orderly function in the battalion and starts introducing himself as one. However, the boy then sees one of the soldiers stationed destroyed from the attack. The commander teaches him to take his hat off to pay appreciate to the lifeless soldier. The subsequent day, he insists the commander supply him a mission and is given a challenge to distribute the letters among the soldiers. He completes his project successfully and even makes the soldiers dance for him. The following day, Sergei goes a long way from the base with his binoculars. As he is playing with it, he sees someone's leg moving from inner a haystack. He rushes back to the battalion and tells the soldiers about his findings. The soldiers are skeptical, however go with the boy anyway. When they reach near the haystack, they are alerted to see two German spies hiding underneath. The spies are arrested and the youngster is praised for his intelligence. That night, the commander suggests Sergei the criminal papers for his adoption. He is now formally the kid's father. Sergei is aware of the commander's feelings for Katya, so to repay his kindness he takes him to confess to her. But the two see her talking to an extraordinary man and wrongfully expect she is interested in anyone else. The base is attacked by using the Germans again. This time Sergei helps the soldiers with all his might by offering ammunition to the soldiers in the front line. But the troopers there command him to go again to the shed due to the fact it is too unsafe outside. When he comes to the shed, he sees the commander and others panicking due to the fact the phone's connection with the colonel is lost. A soldier is dispatched to restore the damaged wires. Sergei follows the soldier, and sees has been fatally wounded. He asked the death soldier how he can restoration the wires and does it himself. The connection comes back. 4 more troops are called. The 6-year-old saves everyone's life. Later we see the commander and capture you talking by means of the river. The commander in the end confesses his love for her and asks her to be Sergei's mother. Katya is over the moon, but earlier than she can say anything, a soldier procedures them and gives the commander a letter announcing they have been dispatched from the base. The following day all the troopers go away for their new base along with Sergei. However, on their way they come throughout a minefield that blows off some of their vehicles. The commander is hurt. While the group's orderly, who Sergei was shot with, dies in the explosion, he cries and hugs the commander. They elevate the injured ones with them and continue their journey to their new base. When they ultimately reach the other base, they meet the commander's leader, the general. He too is impressed through the youngster's ambition and congratulates the commander for having such a smart kid. The following day their division is awarded a defense spanner, and so is the boy. He promises to shop his United States when the accepted gives him his badge. One night, their base is attacked brutally and the commander is trapped below the ruins. Sergei cries for his father and tries to save him. He calls the different soldiers, who finally carry the commander out. The next day, Sergei procedures an injured commander. His palms were harmed whilst making an attempt to restore the commander. The child is now an inseparable section of the team. He doesn't have a household beside them and strikes wherever they go in the war. The movie ends of the regiment is considered moving to some other base. A voice in the heritage narrates that he even took section in the Stalingrad struggle and reached Poland with the soldiers. He is currently recognized as the world's youngest soldier ever, and the legendary story of his bravery is now spread for the whole world to hear. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out.